The World Bank is one of Jamaica's key multilateral partners, and in fact on April 29 it endorsed for Jamaica a 4-year country partnership strategy CPS worth 510 million US dollars. I caught up with the World Bank's regional director for the Caribbean, Sophie Sertaine, and asked her some questions relevant to the bank's Jamaican projects. Under the country partnership strategy, with Jamaica is to receive a package of over $500 million over 4 years. Now, what emphasis does the World Bank place on corporate governance? This is a lot of money for a small country. So what emphasis does the World Bank place on corporate governance in the context of recent developments in the island? You have seen your sister multilateral, the IDB, making an unprecedented statement.
We've just discussed governance is a fundamental theme underpinning our strategy. Our strategy has several pillars, including a pillar trying to strengthen and modernize the public administration and the public sector, including strengthening governance. We're also working on investment climate, trying to have an investment climate that is really streamlined, transparent, and effective for the private sector. Among those efforts, we have indeed been working on strengthening the PPP framework. What matters to us, what I think is important for Jamaica, is to establish itself as a country that's on the map for foreign investors to come in through FDIs, but also through PPPs. So the government coming through the market with one transaction all the way to closing, established in line with international standards, i.e. in a competitive and transparent way, is something we would love to support, something that would be very important for Jamaica to continue with its PPP program.
Can you give us some more details on the strategies the World Bank is employing to assist local entrepreneurs, particularly the SME sector, and in the areas of tax reform and also building up a venture capital platform?
Absolutely. So one of the key objectives, in fact the key objective of our strategy is to help Jamaica turn around in terms of growth trajectory. So we really would like the progress made recently in terms of growth to continue and to become more inclusive. In that context, extending the benefits of growth to SMEs, to entrepreneurs, to farmers, and to everyone in Jamaica is a key objective. So to do this, we have in our strategy several instruments we're planning to develop. We have established a credit line, for instance, that will be managed by the Development Bank of Jamaica and made available for SME financing of working capital or investment. We are working with the Government of Canada on a Caribbean-wide program to support entrepreneurship and innovation, of which one of the key centers will be inaugurated in June in Jamaica. It's a center that will support venture capital, but also put entrepreneurs, startups in contact with networks of diaspora investors, provide them with training and support, especially with regard to mobile apps, as well as with regard to climate change innovation. You had another question. We are also working on investment climate reforms to support SMEs, including trying to reduce the time it takes to create a business, trying to simplify tax returns for SMEs in particular, working on simplifying the construction permit process in Jamaica.
And particularly in the area of tax reform, because as you have quite rightly noted, and all the multilaterals have noticed, the SME sector has a particular challenge in accessing loans from the traditional lending agencies.
Absolutely. This is a key areas that we want to work on. In fact, we have just agreed with the government to start working on enhancing access to finance throughout the country. There's a specific focus on SMEs, also on rural areas, agriculture, farmers and firms, agribusinesses. And we'll do this by trying to enhance their access to lending, but also to equity, and finally trying to get the rates down on loans. And this we will do by trying to increase the ability of lenders to assess risk from lending to small businesses. There's a problem of opacity, as in many countries, obviously. And so we'll try to develop instruments that reduce this risk, such as credit guarantees. Jamaica has a credit guarantee facility, but that is can be improved in terms of its construct so that it provides better enhancement and provides increased access. We'll also try to work on developing instruments that currently are not offered to SMEs in Jamaica and could really be important financial tools for them, such as factoring and leasing. We could use receivables from small firms, for instance, in a reverse factoring platform, as has been created in many countries, just in Mexico, in Peru, to try to really get small firms to get access to funding for working capital or investment.
Fabulous. Now, my final question is on the issue of poverty. I notice your allusion, when I say the World Bank's allusion to the poverty levels in Jamaica, which have risen precariously. I think up to 2010 it rose to 17%. Now, how is the bank helping Jamaica with the source problems, one of which, a major source problem, which our politicians and most people are scared of touching? The factor of careless parenting, and so you have a high fertility rate among those who cannot afford children. How is the World Bank helping with any kind of initiative to help promote smart parenting?
So I think, first of all, you're absolutely right that this is an issue in Jamaica, as in many other Caribbean countries. We're working on different fronts. First, we have an early childhood education program in Jamaica that's been in implementation for a while, but now includes a parenting component. So we'll be trying to strengthen that aspects of education, in fact, starting with the parents. We also have an education project that across the Caribbean is trying to include in curricula what we called, it's a program to build long life skills that everybody needs to be able to respond to situations of vulnerability, trying to build confidence, trying to build in children an ability to make the right choices, trying to educate them on the risks they face with regard to substance abuse, to sexual behaviors, to violence, etc. I think another key contributor is really to address the root causes, as you say. And some of the root causes is that unemployment is extremely high in Jamaica. You have a lot of youth that is neither employed nor in school. So we have a program we have a project in the program to support youth employment, in particular in the creative industries. This is a sector that has a potential to grow in Jamaica, and where really the source of labor are talented youth people, independently of their income level. So we see this as a program that has a potential to bring to the labor market a lot of the youth of Jamaica, providing them with wealth and income, but also obviously having an impact on crime and violence.
How much is the World Bank contributing to this type of program in Jamaica?
In total, these three initiatives will be more than $100 million.
Over what period?
Over the next 4 years. But this comes in addition to similar initiative over the last 4 years.
Thank you very much. That's Sophie Sertaine there, the World Bank's Regional Director for the Caribbean.